Not all Ethernet cables are created equally, so how do you know which one is right for you? Well, here is a quick rundown on the technical and physical differences between different Ethernet cables, and hopefully by the end of this video you can make an educated decision on which Ethernet cable is right for you. Welcome to Hari's Hobbies. There are 5 main specifications of Ethernet cables, which are Cat5, Cat5e, Cat6, Cat6a, and Cat7. As the specification number gets higher, so does the speed and the megahertz of the wire. Cat5 supports up to 100 Mbps, so honestly, unless you have fiber service, this should be sufficient for you. Also, these are just minimum specification and they can probably run higher speeds, it's just not guaranteed. Cat5e or Cat5 Enhanced improves upon the data rate of Cat5 and brings it up to 1 Gbps. They both can be up to 100 meters. Cat6 and Cat6a support up to 10 Gbps, but Cat6 only supports it up to 55 meters. Cat6a is equipped with more megahertz and is able to improve upon that distance up to 100 meters. Finally, Cat7 is much more of a minimal upgrade, with the main difference being extensive shielding. It is usually very difficult to find a difference in terms of data rate between Cat6a and Cat7. As a result, there usually is no reason to spend extra money and get Cat7. Cat8 has not yet been ratified, but is thought to bring 25 to 40 Gbps. Moving on, there is actually a physical difference between Cat5 and Cat6 cables. Alexander Graham Bell invented cable twisting in 1881 for use with telephone lines that run alongside power lines. He discovered that by twisting the cable every 3 to 4 utility poles, this would reduce interference and increase the range. Twisted pairs have become the basis for all Ethernet cables at this point. As a result, the difference between Cat5 and Cat6 is the number of twists per centimeter. Cat5 usually has 1.5 to 2 twists per centimeter, while Cat6 has over 2 twists per centimeter. Since all Ethernet cables are twisted, manufacturers use shielding to further reduce interference. There are different types of shielding, but typically it comes down to putting a shield around each twisted pair of wire. UTP, or unshielded twisted pairs, are more than enough for a wire that is going from your computer to your wall or router. Usually, you only want SDP or shielded twisted pair when you're running wiring through your walls where there could be a lot of interference. Solid and stranded Ethernet cables actually refer to copper that run through the wire. Solid cables use a single piece of copper, while stranded cables use a series of copper wires that are twisted together. Stranded cables are usually more flexible and more suited whenever there is a lot of moving with the cable, for example at your desk. Solid cables are much more durable and ideal for wiring through your walls. So basically, that is pretty much it as to what all the Ethernet jargon is all about. So which one is right for you? Well, I would recommend going with at least Cat5e. Nowadays, it is actually very difficult to even find Cat5, so you're pretty much forced to go with at least Cat5e. For most people, Cat6 or Cat6a is the perfect choice, with Cat6a really only being useful for super long distance wiring. And finally, Cat7 is really just not necessary. You would really only buy Cat7 if you want the newest and most updated specification. Also, something to keep in mind is that if you're going to be plugging this directly into the wall, then there is no point in buying a specification that is greater than what runs through your walls. If you do not know what cable runs through your house, then it is probably Cat5e or Cat6. Cat7 is usually only reserved for new builds. So here's the rundown. Go with Cat5e if you're on a tight budget. Cat6 is perfect for most people. If you want something just a bit better than that, go with Cat6a, and if you want the best, then go with Cat7. And go with unshielded and stranded if you're using it for your computer, and shielded and solid if you're running through your walls. But that's just what I think. What do you guys think? What specification do you have, and would you like an upgrade? Make sure to comment that down below. Also, if you guys liked this video and thought it was helpful, then make sure to drop a like, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos just like this one. But until then, I'm Hari, and I'll see you guys on the next one.